Hi, guys. Today I want to talk to you about writing a business plan to help you start your moving company. Do you really need a business plan? And if you do, how do you write that business plan to start your moving business? Hi, guys. I'm Jay Burnham with the realjburnham.com, and this is the Real Jay Burnham Show. How you guys doing? Today is Easter. I know I'm dating the video a little bit, but today is Easter 2017. So, to all my Christian fellows, I say Happy Easter, and to my Jewish friends, Happy Passover, and to my non-Christian friends, I just wish you a very great day. I hope you're happy and you're enjoying the day. Today it's a beautiful day. It's going to rain probably here, but it's warm and it was nice. And yesterday was just gorgeous here in Michigan, almost 80 degrees. All right, me and one of my best friends, we went out to Grand Rapids and watched the Whitecaps play baseball. It was just a great, enjoyable evening. I got to go and get some vitamin D, and it was just a great time. All right, so let's get into it. Let's get going. Let's just be talking about these business plans to start your moving company. All right. First of all, do you guys watch the show Shark Tank? No, you don't? Man, are you missing out? You need to start watching this show. Just binge watch it. Just completely start from season one till now. You have to start watching Shark Tank. There is so much valuable information in this show to help you start and run a business. It's just completely amazing. You need to be watching you just need to be watching the show. It's full of great content and great advice uh, in the regarding starting any kind of business, really. Um, but let's get into your moving company. Now, if you're just starting a moving company and you let's say you're a movie for a moving company and you just want to, I think I can run this business better. Do you really need a business plan? My opinion is no, don't worry about it. Do not even consider a business plan to start a moving company if you have absolutely no experience of starting a moving business. What you need to do is get your feet wet and actually learn about running a business. And the only way you're going to do that is if you start your business. So if you follow my earlier videos about how to start a moving business within 3 hours, you're going to probably start small, like with I'm just doing moving labor at first, just loading and unloading trucks and semis and such. And just get your feet wet. Learn about what you actually need to do to run a business and get customer service skills and sales skills. Do not worry about your business plan. Leave that to you when you've got a little bit more experience. But let's say you do have that experience now. Let's say you've been doing moving now for about a year, which is I think is a good plan. And now you want to take it up to the next level. You actually want to start having your own trucks. You want to get into the full service, and you really want to. Do you need a business plan? Yes and no. I didn't have a business plan when I started. I didn't get a business plan until a couple years ago. So it's not something you have to have. You just got to have your vision of like, okay, what I want to do with the business and go towards that. And that's your basic business plan. You could write it down or just have it in your head. But you do have to have some sort of plan. And it's always good if you write it down. So, do you have to have it? No. Should you have a business plan? Yes. I definitely think you should. I wish I would have known about business plans a lot earlier in my business career so that I would have had that vision down in writing so I could have taken my business to another level a lot earlier than I did. So, should you? Yes. Do you have to have one? No. But you do have to have some sort of idea of where you want to go and take your business to the next level. All right. So, if you're going to write a business plan, keep it really simple. Super simple, stupid. Okay. And the reason why I talked about Shark Tank earlier was because Shark Tank, when the is awesome for this because notice what happens when a person walks into Shark Tank. What do these investors do? What do they want to know? They want to know who you are, what your experience is, how much money you're asking for, right? And what are you going to do with that money? And then ultimately, how can these investors make money if they give you this money? How are they going to be able to get their money and take it out? That's all they want to know. They don't care about whether you got good credit or bad credit. They don't care if your great grandma is dying. They don't care about all that. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people that have some good sad stories, and they got some stories, and that does help to influence. But ultimately, it comes down to numbers. It comes down to, if I'm going to give you $100,000, how am I going to get 150,000 back from you within a year or two? That's what they want to know. They want to know, if I'm going to give you money, how in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever it is, how am I going to make money? How am I going to double my money? That's all an investor cares about. Okay. So when you're going for a loan proposal or something, or a financial plan, that's all they care about. That's Nobody cares about anything else. Okay. And a market and a business plan, really, what is a business plan for? What is it? You want to give it to somebody that's going to invest in your business. And that's really all it is. So ultimately, keep it simple, stupid. You really don't need to have these 20, 30, 40, 50, 100-page business plans. Those are for people that get paid a lot of money to do a lot of stupid nothing for big businesses like Ford and GM and Apple and all that. For a small business like you, all you need is a couple pages to describe your business plan. You don't need anything more. And you can do it very simply. And I'm going to give you a guideline of when I went to a consultant, what they told me, and I wrote it in, and it literally took me to write it about 3 hours. And then, some revisions and corrections, and and spelling corrections and stuff, when I got it back, it took me maybe another hour after that. So I probably have 5, 6 hours invested totally into my marketing plan. It's only 2 or 3 pages long, and that's all you really need to know. Okay. Sorry, excuse me. That's all you need to know about business plans. Okay. All it is where your business is today and where you want to take it in 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, and how you're going to use the money to get there. Really, that's all a business plan is. So let's go over a business plan. And this is only really 5 steps. All right. There's actually 6, but 6 isn't really a step. It's more just a summarizing, and we'll go over that in a second. But the first step is you got to delineate what services you're going to provide. If you're just getting into the business, are you going to be a full service mover? Are you going to move out of state? Or are you going to stay just within the state or just within your city area? Um, what is the service? Are you going to provide labor only services? Are you going to provide packing services? Just a basic 1 or 2 sentences each on each one of those areas, describing what you plan to do, um, and that's all you really need. All they want to know is the services. What is the problem you're going to solve for your customers? And they just want to know that basic idea of the services that you're planning to provide and what problem you're solving for your customers. They really don't need to know any much more than that. Okay. 2, marketing your business. How are you going to market your business? And what kind of budget do you have? Or if you have any budget for your marketing. They want to know, what is your market? What is the demographics are you going for? Are you going for the low cost apartments, college kids group where it's only, it's like 7,500 bucks a pop? Or are you going to go for the more affluent people that can pay you $2, 3, $4,000 or more for a moving service? What is the demographics you're going for? My demographics right now, as I state, I'm really targeting homeowners that have a home in the Lansing, Michigan area. So this is the Lansing, Michigan area. This is not any other, but I'm targeting homeowners that have a home. Uh, their home is worth $100,000 or more, and they're typically making about $75,000 on average a year. That is who I'm going for. That's my market. I'm not going after the college kids. I'm not going to go after necessarily the low end of the apartment rental spectrum. I'm not going after the high end spectrum necessarily, but I will service them. But basically, I'm going for the middle ground. I'm going where the most of the potatoes are, most where the meat and potatoes are at, and that's my market. Your market might be different depending on your city, and that's something you're going to have to figure out. Because if you're like in some place, let's say San Francisco, they don't have such things $100,000 homes. You're probably thinking of more like $300,000-400,000 homes and more, with people making about couple $100,000 more a year. If you're going after the same similar crowd that I'm going after here in my town, but you got to figure out what is the demographics you're going to go for, okay? And based on that demographics, how are you going to market to them? How are you going to get them interested in your service? Are you going to use SEO, search engine optimization? By the way, I do have a search engine optimization business. If you are looking for that way, I would love to talk to you about your needs and wants and see what we can do to help you out. But that's a side note. I'll leave a link to my page down below. Are you going to do PPC or pay per click? Like when I'm talking about pay per click, I'm talking, are you going to pay for ads like on YouTube, Facebook, AdWords, Instagram, Snapchat when they start offering ads, because they will be offering ads very soon. And that is a huge platform that's up and coming. So you're going to want to stay tuned to that. Um, or are you going to do more um, traditional advertising? You're going to do the yellow pages advertising. Are you going to do radio, television, and so on? You're just going to blanket the area with these ShopRite circulars that come around in your mailbox. How are you going to market it? Are you going to do postcards? And by God, people, if you're not doing postcards to the MLS, the multiple listing services for real estate, multiple listing services, then you shouldn't be in business. I'm telling you, that is one of my top performing methods of advertising. It gets me the most amount of jobs. And if you're not doing that, people, then you're real truly, in my opinion, you're not serious about running a moving business. Now, if you're not up to that level yet, because it can be quite expensive, cost about $1 a postcard, I understand that. Just continue doing what you're doing, work on the low cost areas and build up, save up the money. But when you get a chance, you got to start sending out postcards. Or are you going to do some sort of a hybrid marketing strategy? Are you going to encompass postcards and pay per click? Or are you going to do all of that? Or how are you good? And how much money do you got to invest into that? Do you got a budget to invest into it? And then if you do have a budget, what is that budget? Let's say you can spend $20,000 a year on your marketing. Good. Then that's what you need to do. And then your marketing plan would go, and how would you spend that 20,000 over the course of the year, right? That's basically the simple plan about it. And it's something you're going to have to do a little thinking, a little soul searching on, but it's a really simple. It's not that hard. Doesn't have to take you a long time. Okay. The third step is, what is your business strategy? What is it? What is your what's your marketing plan, as we discussed? What's your sales plan, and what's your financial plan? These are your basic strategy, and with the plans and tactics inside of the strategy. So what is your business strategy? Where's it going? Okay. And then four, what is the management? Now you don't need to get so hyper aggressive on this. I know that there's guys out there and they want you to list out every function, every single position is going to have, the responsibilities, what they're not responsible for, and all this stuff. And it's not needed. All somebody needs to know is, look, I'm a one man band. I'm going to run it. Uh, I'm going to be the CEO and chief bottle washer, and that's how I'm running my business. I might hire a bookkeeper to keep track of the books, or so on. As you get bigger, obviously that's going to expand. You get to a good size where um, you need sales consultants and so on. So that's fine. But I know a guy who's doing a couple $1 million a year, and it's just him and one other guy, and that's it. That's all they have. It's really pretty simple. You don't need to have a lot of people. run the company. You're probably going to need one or two, you and maybe one other guy, or maybe two other guys, so that maybe you want to be a hands-off boss. So maybe you're going to have to hire a couple managers, one guy to actually run the business, one guy to run the finances and payrolls and bookkeeping and stuff. I don't know. That's going to be really up to you. But if you're just starting off, keep this simple. I mean, seriously, keep it simple. It's most likely going to be you with maybe a part-time bookkeeper. That's okay. But just say, hey, I'm going to be the guy in charge. I'm going to do all the sales. I'm going to do all the estimates. And I'm going to bring in a part-time bookkeeper to manage my books and keep my files in order. And that's totally fine. And then finally, what is your financial plan? How are you going to spend the money that you make? That's really all you need to do. And it's, again, keep it simple. You know, obviously you got payroll, you've got insurance. What's your insurance? How much are you going to be insured for? Um, Workman's comp, truck maintenance, fuel, so on and so forth. And I had another video which I talked a little bit about, and I'll link that down below in the description. But guys, it's really not that hard to have a business plan. It's basically, a business plan is your strategy from taking it from right now where you're at, whether it's from nothing or a little bit of something, to what you're going to do in the next 5 years or so. All right. And that is completely what a business plan is. And it's just going, okay, this is where I'm going with the business, and this is how much I'm going to have to spend to get to that point. And now there's one last step, and it's really not a step. It's writing an executive summary. And this only has to be like a page. It's a cover letter, basically. And that's your executive summary is basically going to summarize your entire business plan into one page. And it's just basically gonna summarize everything. It's gonna summarize your services, your marketing, your strategy, your management, and your financial planning. And it's just, take up a paragraph or two for each one of those on one single sheet of paper. Should probably be no more than 500 to 700 words. Like I said, keep it simple, and that's going to go in front of your business plan. So when you go and take this to an investor, they can see, okay, good. Like I said, when it comes to Shark Tank, they don't care about your credit. They don't care about your educational level. They don't care. They don't care if you're a master's or bachelor's or PhD or poo-poo-wee or whatever it is that you have all the letters behind your name. They could care less about that. They want to know your experience in the business, what makes you special from everybody else, how are you going to use the money that they give you, and how is it going to be better than everybody else? And finally, how are they going to get their money out of you when it comes time? All right. And that's all an investor really cares about. Sure, if you go to a bank, they're going to want to know your credit rating. And that's going to be a little bit of different, but it's really not much. Bank is only concerned of what's your credit, can you pay, and when is it going to finally be paid off? That's all really a bank needs to know. They could care less about anything else. So keep it simple. It doesn't have to be all that involved. It's really that simple. But again, my personal advice is get your feet wet first. Start your business. Do something in the business for at least a year. And I'm not talking just go work for a moving company. I'm talking start your own business, run it, see how it actually runs, what it's going to take to actually hire people, and so on and so forth. All right, guys. Um, and of course, you can get much more involved. You can go and figure out, like, all the cost of the equipment. Okay, the truck's going to cost me this much. Dollies are going to cost me this much. Straps this much. Blankets, so on and so forth. You can get all that involved. You could turn this into a whole like book if you want. But my personal opinion, my personal advice is keep it simple, stupid. Just keep it down to 1 or 2 pages max. You don't have to put a lot of oomph into it, but just keep it, as they used to say in that TV show back in the day, just the facts, man. Just the facts. Just put the facts in there. You don't need to make it look sexy. You don't need to have covers or anything like that. Just keep it simple. Okay, guys, so hopefully this has been helpful for you. Hopefully you got an idea about this. There's a great video by Luis Marsaro. It says to talk about know your numbers. Well, that applies here. You got to know your numbers a little bit, but you're not going to know your numbers until you've actually worked. So, guys, I hope you like this video. Please give me a thumbs up, a like, leave me a comment below. Let me know if you need any help with your business plan. I'm not a business plan expert, but I can refer you to one. So leave me a comment below. Let me know if you've done a business plan. I would love to know what you did and how you went about it. Leave me a comment below. Also, share this with all your friends and family. And of course, subscribe to my channel. All right. I have a lot of good. I do a video every single day with good information about running a business. All right, guys. Thank you. I love you. God bless. Have a great day.